Oh, I'm gonna ask kind of like a question about criteria here. So like when you're looking for a gallery, like how far away are you willing to go? Like how much are you willing to pay to get in? Like what how big, like that kind of stuff. Like what do you look for nowadays with all your gallery experience when you're looking for a new one?
That is a great question. That's a lot. That's a lot of questions there to answer. Let me think.
So,
No, it's good. I'm glad you asked it. That's good. It's worth asking. I guess I can speak about my own experience. I've driven. I mean, like the one I just mentioned about the joy happiness. That one was about almost an hour away, and they actually like cold emailed me like unsolicited, basically, like a year or two ago, or yeah, I think it was like last year. Being like, hey, we want applicants. Do you want to join us for a couple months? And I put it off, and then eventually was just like, oh, I'll try it. Because I'm just in like the why not attitude. Like I'll try almost anything. So which is probably why I'm in so many galleries or exhibits as it is going now. But so yeah, I would say like just do what you can do at first. Like if you can't travel far for whatever reason, be it your own mode of transportation or time or money or whatever, like just stick to your local areas, do your research, your homework, and like find places around you. Like I said, my first exhibit was in my town. And if you do enough research, because you may think on the surface like, oh, where I live, has no embracing of the arts, or may not about my photos, but like if you really find, you dig deep, you'd be like, oh, I have a senior center and they exhibit, photography or anything. Like you'd be really surprised. And it said free entry, so like you don't have to worry about that. And it's they even sometimes promote it and put it in the newspaper, which they did for my first one, which is awesome. Local newspaper at least. And so just try to like expand your horizons and find places because you may be surprised at where you may end up, I guess. But criteria, like there's two main co-ops I'm in right now, and that's Village Artisans in Yellow Springs, Ohio, and Front Street in Dayton, Ohio, which I know I've talked about pretty much both quite a bit on the show here. Those are my regular ones I'm like a continuous member of, and yeah, they're co-ops, but like you basically have lots of control over. You can set your own prices. You can pretty much put whatever as long as it fits like what you applied for, or if you have to approach the other members and go, hey, is this cool if I kind of branch out and do this kind of thing or whatever? And I guess they like vote on it, but like you can pretty much set your own prices and do whatever exhibit whatever work you want. So like if I have like an idea in mind, like I want to do abstracts, promote, exhibit only that. Like I could switch out my whole display whenever, because I have like the keys to the place. Even it's that legit. Um, so just stuff like that. Trying to think. What was the other questions? Yes, that I haven't answered.
I mean, you pretty much answered it all in one there. I like
Okay.
kind of with the location one, I'll ask like what's the furthest one you've ever done or maybe possibly would be willing to do?
I mean, like I said, I'm pretty open to it. There's quite a few in like Columbus and Cincinnati, which isn't really, I guess, in the grand scheme of things, but like it's a little bit of a drive, so I feel like you're kind of like committed to it. If you get accepted into them. And that's something I've always considered, but like I'm just still finding so much traction in the local scene, and just meeting people out here, where I live, because it does kind of generate this like customer base, I guess, or just people that become fans of your work and stuff, and they get used to seeing you at the same kind of brick and mortar stores or shops, and or anywhere really. So I mean, like I find like that helps out most. But
Mhm.
sometimes dropping yourself in like a place far away, can be also really cool because a lot of people will ask, where are you from, or like even lots of galleries will. Sorry, it's tangents, but lots of galleries they make their own title cards. Like if you supply them the information, like the size of the piece, the title, what the medium is, they'll make them for you, but they also include like your name, of course, but they'll include where you're from, like if it's like a joint, exhibit. And it's pretty neat to see these like local areas that people are at. And I'm like, I've never met you before. And then like other ones, like they're like the next state over, even or something like that. It's just really
Oh
cool to
wow.
see this collection. Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, it's an example, but yeah, I mean, it's like some people are way like out of town or whatever. I'm just like, it's pretty neat that they, go to the lengths they do to like show their pieces somewhere
Uh-huh.
else, kind of far away, I guess.